Anybody have any questions? Yes?
What's been the effect on your family, other than your son's story you just told? Was there change in your life for this?
What's been the effect on my family with the change in my life? Well, I think the effect's been really positive because I'm less reactive and I'm not depressed. I suffered from terrible clinical depression, and I was on antidepressants and went through therapy, and with using these tools I was able to get off of all my antidepressants, which I do not recommend. Don't say I'm not recommending that. You need to work that out with your therapist. But studies have shown that if you have mild to moderate depression, that some of these tools and techniques like meditation, keeping a joy practice, a gratitude practice, can actually be as effective as antidepressant medicines. And that was the case for me. I have also rewired my brain for more happiness, so I'm just a happier person. My default mode network, when I'm just not engaged in a task, isn't a really terrible place to be. My mom passed 2 years ago, but she was still alive when I wrote the book, and she read the book, and I somehow think, because I'm wearing her necklace, I'm wearing the earrings she gave me when I got married that were her earrings, I somehow think she's in this room. Anybody else? Yes?
I'm just curious, and I'm sure other people in here, when you don't have time to maybe meditate or anything, when you are driving in a car,
Yes.
because it seems like lately, it's, what you were mentioning earlier, people are very angry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious as to something you can just do simply while you're driving.
Okay, so did everybody hear the question? What can you do simply while you're driving? So there's a lot of things that you can do. I'm going to answer the driving, and I'm going to answer other stuff too. So you can drop in and out of mindfulness during your whole day to break the worrying and ruminating thing. And I would start with brushing your teeth. How many people in here have an electric toothbrush? Okay, so it's just the easiest with an electric toothbrush. If you close your eyes so that you're not like, oh, is that a zit on my face? Or, oh my God, my hair's so gray. I don't think men do that, but women do, sorry. If you close your eyes while you're brushing your teeth, you can make it a mindfulness experience. You're feeling the toothbrush on your teeth and gums, you're tasting the toothpaste, you're hearing the of the toothbrush, and then all of a sudden 2 minutes go by. The win-win is you have a really clean mouth, and you weren't worrying and ruminating that whole 2 minutes. The car. Okay, so what I had in my car until my husband Lowell said, what's that doing here, and pulled it off, and I need to put it back on. I had a little sticker like from Staples, those little stickers that are just dots of different colors? I just put them around my environment, and when I see it, I remember to pause and breathe and pay attention to what I'm doing. I also recommend do not listen to NPR. I'm sorry, they're not paying me. I don't watch the news. Don't do stuff that is going to make you activated. I have a very dear friend that I know that's a news junkie. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy to be a news junkie right now in America. I mean, if we were kumbaya, maybe it would be okay. But right now, things are kind of nasty. Drinking your coffee in the morning or your tea in the morning, very, very good thing to do a mindfulness activity. Just the first sip or two. The mug, the feel, the warmth, the taste, the color. Bravo. Yes?
For optimal benefit, how long should you meditate each day?
For optimal benefit, how long should you meditate each day? You should meditate the amount of time that you do it. So if somebody says to you, you need to meditate 20 minutes, and that means you're not going to do it, that's not optimal. Do it for 5 minutes. I recommend 5 minutes. And then if you feel really great about it, do it for 10 minutes. And then if all of a sudden you have more time, try it for 20 minutes. And I really advocate the Insight Timer. It used to have 52 meditations back when I started teaching in 2014, and I made my students download it. It had 52 meditations. I thought, oh, it's overwhelming. Now there's 10,000 meditations on there. But they have it like segmented, like you want to meditate from 0 to 4 minutes, or from 5 to 9 minutes, or from 10 to 14 minutes. So you decide how much time you have. Get to a meeting early, sit in your car, do it. And you can also, it's anxiety, it's sleep, it's grief, it's, they have it by subject. Like, what is your suffering today? Your suffering du jour? Do a meditation that hits that, that hits that.
And it's free, right?
It is free. And, it kind of bugs me that people are making money. Like, Headspace has great marketing, and I think Headspace is doing a great job if people actually do it. But it kind of annoys me that you have to pay for it.
Is that another app?
Headspace, it's another app, yeah.
I've often wondered why the word isn't mindlessness.
I think you're right. No, I think you're right. He said he often wonders why the word isn't mindlessness. So, the default network goes down like the center of our heads, and it's our operating system when we're not engaged in a task. And that's where a lot of good stuff happens, but it's also kind of a very negative place. That's why when you're at work, if you get a report and it's pretty much awesome, except there's one criticism, you're going to remember that criticism. It's like they say you need 3 good to counteract every bad, because your brain's not that happy of a place. Rick Hansen said bad things stick to it like Velcro, and good things fall off like Teflon. So that's why we got to keep trying to plant good things and nurture good things and water them so that your garden is a happy place in your head. Yes?
Do you have any suggestions for using your phone all the time? Because I'm at 32 and I'm always checking my emails, but now I have gotten to the habit of just always looking at the screen wherever I am.
Right.
How
So
to let go of that?
technology fatigue.
Yeah.
So it's good that you're asking that question, because that means you're interested in not doing that so much, right? So what I would recommend is setting aside certain times of the day to check your phone. And if it's not that time of the day, don't check it.
Do you have any tricks to kind of, because my hand just automatically just goes.
Well, can you put your phone somewhere else? I mean, if, Monday through Friday when you're at work from X time to X time, that could be your at work time. And when it's your leisure time, maybe you take a technology break for a couple hours and you don't have the phone in the same room with you. Some people say literally sit on it, but I don't think that's a good idea. Anybody else? Yes?
How do you differentiate between creating the happy space and denial? Like everything is going crazy around you and you're not even reacting normally to it, to where it might be detrimental to your own self not to react affirmatively in some way. Get away from it or go, oh my God, I gotta run.
So say a little more, because I'm not sure I caught the actual gist of the question.
Well, you got fight and flight, and then you have the happy place.
Uh-huh.
Where's the happy medium between the two things? Because you do have to self-preserve and react. Like
Right,
a normal
okay, so
person.
that's all about equanimity and balance, right?
Right.
Because I'm not saying that all this bad stuff isn't happening, and I'm not saying when you feel a bad emotion that you don't feel it. I'm saying that, oh, that's anxiety coming up. See, I automatically do this. I'm a nut, but in a good way. Like, oh, that's anxiety coming up, so it's rain. I'm recognizing that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowing it to be there, right? Oh, sure. Anybody would feel anxious in that situation. I'm investigating why that is. It's like whatever, I'm going to court, whatever scary thing is happening, right? And then the N used to be not identified. Don't run away with the storyline, because you don't want to keep discursive looping. They've changed it now because of the mindful self-compassion movement to nourish. So it's, what do I need to hear right now? Oh, what do I need to read? Oh, Julie, honey. I call myself honey or sweetheart. It makes me laugh, which is another added benefit. Oh, Julie, sweetheart, that was really hard hard. God. Wow. Well, you know what? And if it was like, in my case, it was a lot of parenting stuff. It was like, God, most other moms would have absolutely felt that same way. So that's connecting me in a loving way to all the other moms that are like slogging through the crap. And then I Rick Hansen myself. I pop in a positive mental state because I asked Rick Hansen, Jack Kornfield, Tara Brack, I've asked all these people to their faces, how long are you supposed to feel bad before you make yourself feel better? You know, you gotta feel it so you can heal it. Well, how long you gotta feel it? And they literally all say not that long. And I don't think anybody actually asks them those questions. You're supposed to feel it for a day? What are you, I'm going to stick my head in the oven or the toilet or something? No, I'm going to change the channel. And that doesn't mean that I'm resisting it or avoiding it. It means I'm taking care of myself, and you guys can take care of yourself too. Yes?
So what happens to the super ego and the ego when you're meditating? And how do you get away from the bad thoughts and the ruminating?
Okay, so that's a good question. Did everybody hear Ruthie? She's like so smart. What happens to the superego and the ego when you're meditating? When you're meditating, if you're not doing open awareness, if you're actually focusing on a word or a phrase, which is what I recommend because it's the quickest way to quiet the chatter, that chatter's not there. And then your mind wanders because it wanders 60% of the time, right? That's the science. And then you bring it back gently and lovingly, like incline as you would to a small child. I'm not going to say that. That's weird. But just gently and lovingly, you bring your mind back to the word, the phrase. Like Thich Nhat Hanh has this great one where he breathes in peace and out ease. So he's breathing in peace and out ease. Or he could breathe in ease and out peace. So when you're focusing your breath with a word, it's going to calm down your ruminating and worrying. Your default mode network won't be online anymore because you're focusing your attention. That's the whole point of meditating. It's focusing your attention. That's a great question. Thank you. Yes?
What happens when you meditate and you end up falling asleep?
When you meditate and you end up falling asleep, you're not meditating, you're sleeping. However, sleeping is really healthy, right? So that's a self-care thing. So if you can't, if you really want to meditate, you can stand up. Or you can lay down and put an arm up, like on an angle, so that when it falls down, it wakes you up. But if you're that tired, just take a nap, for crying out loud. Now, I happen to know, because that's my friend Lori, that she uses a meditation at night to fall asleep, because we once got to share a room together, and that's how she falls asleep, and she's a prior student. And I recommend meditation to fall asleep. It's fantastic. I was so nervous last night about this tonight, that I ended up meditating 4 times last night with Insight Timer. This guy had a very cool voice. I think he was from like Dublin or something. I just loved it. I almost wanted to stay awake just to hear him talk. Anybody else? Yes? What is? Hallmark? You mean the card company? Oh, Hallmark. Oh, on TV. Oh, yeah. Well, they don't recommend screen. Yeah, that's too stimulating. They don't recommend screen for sleep. Like, not within, like, 2 hours of bedtime. Anybody else? Yes.
Julie, I wanted to appreciate for several years ago, I'm your neighbor, and the very first incident I had with you makes me want to cry. Because it was late at night, and my son called me, my teenager son. He was in a car accident, and happily his accident was with your house. So it ended up being a good incident for us. And then became fire trucks where the policemen were there, and of course my son had crashed to your house. And the way that you and your husband treated us with your warm heart still makes me want to cry. Really watch your tongue.
Oh, thank you. So I just have to say that he didn't get hurt. And there was like a pole that he ran into that's on the side in the front of our house. And, you know, as moms and dads, we are all in this together. And her kids were teenagers and my kids were teenagers. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming and for sharing that. I think I should probably sign books. People should be getting so wiggly, right?
First, we want to thank you.
Yeah.